Welcome to my Core Fit upper body workout. Just like the others, if you experience any pain, numbness, or tingling, stop the exercise and make sure you have good form. It's really important that you use the lowest weight to start with possible. We're going to add about 1 to 5 pounds of weight with our arms. You get tiring pretty quick, especially by the third one. So start off light and then work your way up as you need to. We're going to get started. Our first one, grab your 2 pound or 1 pound weights, and we're going to do lateral raises. Our shoulder blades are squeezed, and we're starting with an up and down this way. And it sounds like it's easy to start with, but as you get going, it definitely gets tiring. We're going to make it a little more challenging if you want to. You can stand on one foot as you do this. I know it doesn't seem like much, but we can work our balance as often as we need to. And this exercise in our upper body is really important to keep your shoulder blades engaged. If you find like you're getting tired and it's coming down and your shoulder blades are coming up, that's not good. You want to make sure those shoulder blades are down and pinned in. Good. And we're just going to keep that balance on that leg. If some of you have difficulty, you can touch your toe in the back, or you can just stay on both feet. Again, seems pretty easy for the first one, but trust me, as we get through all 6 of these exercises, they're going to be challenging. Good. We get a 15-second break. Our next exercise, we're going to balance on the opposite foot, if you have that stability to do that, and we're going to cross in front of ourselves. Again, our shoulder blades are gliding down. Good. That one foot's up, and we're making crosses. The whole time my core is pulled in. I have a good upright posture, working on my balance. You can even tell my breathing starts to get to be a little bit more. Just using our arms more tends to make us have to breathe a little bit harder. So I'm using 2 pounds right now, and the first time roundabout it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but I promise you as the second one goes, it definitely gets a little bit harder as we go. Good. Keep it nice and sturdy and strong. It's amazing how 15 more seconds can take just a little bit longer than we think. Good. Our next one is plank up and downs. I'm going to do it in the modified version first. And we're going to start in the plank position here. Okay, belly stays pulled in and you come up onto your hands and down on your elbows. Good. And that whole time the core is engaged, you want to make sure your back isn't twisting a lot, so you don't want to be kind of all over the place. If you are, just hold that modified plank position. These are really challenging. They get your heart rate going, and they work really well. So make sure that you're staying nice and stable. Got that belly pulled in as you're doing these. Good, and my shoulder blades are working. Excellent. The next one is bent over rows. So you're going to kind of line yourself up here, just slightly bent forward. We're going to do a row and then a tricep kickback. Okay, here we go. Row, squeeze those shoulder blades and straighten those arms. Bend and bring forward. The whole time, really pinching those shoulder blades back. My belly's pulled in. And I'm really focusing on that tricep to get that muscle working. Again, these might seem easy, but most of us have pretty good amount of weakness in between our shoulder blades, and we don't stabilize very well. And those back sides of our arms don't tend to get as much work as they should. Get a little calf stretch with that leg in the back. Excellent. The next one you're going to need a stretchy band for. If you don't have one, you can use the weights as well. You're going to grab onto the band as easy or as light as you need it to be. And we're going to make an X across our body and then to the other side. Again, it's those shoulder blades that are working to stabilize. And it should be an X that comes right across the front of our chest. The back arm is pointing away. The front arm is pointing down. So my thumbs are pointing away towards the wall as I go. This works those shoulder blade muscles, and this is called a PNF pattern. Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. And your goal is to really squeeze those shoulder blades together. Our last one's a push-up. Again, we're going to start with a modified push-up on our knees and on our hands. If you're good at this already, then you can go right to a straight push-up. Now, if your elbows are out towards the side, that works your chest a little bit more. If you keep your elbows tucked in by your side, that works your tricep. These are meant to go at your own pace. And if you need to take a pause for a second, you can take a quick pause in that plank position and then resume when you can. So even though we're doing our upper body, you can tell our core is involved with it as well. It's important to have good form. Last one. Excellent. You can take a drink of water and then we're back to the first exercise. We're going to start on that one leg, arms out to the side. We're doing small movements in our shoulders. Okay, my shoulder blades are super tight squeezed back. I'm balancing on that leg. And I'm making just small pulsing movements. You can make circles if you prefer. You can go forward and backwards with your circles. Palms facing the floor sometimes can be a little harder than palms up, just because of the different muscle groups that you're using. And you can do backward circles if you've started that. Nice job. Then we're going to swap legs again. Good. We're going to do the crisscross in front of our body. Good upright posture. Shoulder blades squeezed and back and forth. You should feel this between your shoulder blades, the sides of your arms right here, and the tops of your arms. This is the muscles that define those shoulders. So if you've wanted to have nice looking arms, these exercises will help you. And again, 2 pounds doesn't seem like a lot, but for 45 seconds, and by the third time, they get pretty tiring. So if you start with a heavier weight and you feel like it gets to be too much as you go, just drop the weight. Or you can use no weight at all. You'll still get a good workout. And just build up to where you are. Form more than repetition. Nice job. We're going to do that plank up and down now. So this time, I'm going to do mine on my toes and on my elbows. If you have any trouble, I want you to still stay on your knees. So nice, good posture, and we're up and down. This one really gets your heart rate going, so you might not hear much from me. It's important to keep that good form though, trying not to twist that body so much. I'm just going to swap sides if you haven't already. If you keep your feet apart a little bit more, it makes it a little easier. The closer together you are, the harder this exercise becomes. It just widens the base of your support. Now we're going to do the bent over rows. Again, if you feel like maybe this weight's a little too easy, feel free to grab the next size up. 1 foot back. Why not stretch the other leg? And we row and tricep extension. If you don't have weights, cans of soup work. 1 can of soup usually is 1 pound. If you need something lighter, tuna fish is a half, well, just about a half. So always little things that you can use in your house that can work as weights or resistance. If you just have those exercise bands, you can use those too. Any more than 5 pounds for these types of exercises sometimes is just too much. So it's important, even though you feel like you might want more out of it, start with the lighter weights first. I'm going to do the next one with the weights. I think it's harder with the band, but the weights are good ones to work on as well. So we're crossing and controlling. Good. Nice big X on our body. So if you don't have those bands, you can use these. Bands are pretty cheap to get at TJ Maxx. You can go to Perform Better online. That's one of my favorite sites. If you want to make it challenging, you can do this one balancing on 1 foot. You can see how it challenges my balance a little bit more. Excellent. The whole time though, my core stayed pulled in. Good. Now we're back to push-ups. So if you need to, stay on your knees. Again, if you need a break, just try to hold that plank position. And let's start. A good push-up, you should be able to keep that plank position, even if you can only do a couple. And then, like I said, you can either pause or you can come to your knees and finish them off that way. But good form is what you want to focus on. Because if you retrain and you have sloppy form, you're not going to build those muscles the right way. Oh, one more. It's tough. Good job. One more round. Just grab that glass of water. Start back with your weights. Balance on that foot if you want. You can keep that leg out a little bit. Bring it into your side. Whatever challenges you. Barefoot's always a little bit harder. By now, these exercises should be getting a little tiring. Those shoulder blades are staying down. Belly's always pulled in. Hips are level. Still catching my breath from the push-ups. That's a good thing about doing these exercises is you are getting a cardiovascular workout with it. And the strength training is important to build muscle. Muscle burns more than fat. Okay, next one's crisscross. I swap legs. And we're crossing those in front of ourselves. Good, they're right at shoulder level. Belly stayed in. My back's nice and straight. Starting to get fatigued. If you need just a small break, you can bring those arms down by your side. Sometimes just that 1 second, just gives you a little breather, and then you can keep on going. Feel it in my hip as I'm balancing on this 1 foot. And done. Nice job. So we're going to put these down. We got our ups and downs next. These are hard. I'm going to show you from the other side just so you can check my own form. Good. Up in plank, up and down. Go at the pace where you can. Be on your knees if you need to. Again, it's important not to be twisting too much through your body. You're trying to hold that nice and firm. It's easy to push up, but it's hard to keep that whole core engaged. If you find these are really tough, the more you practice, the easier they will become. Nice job. Next one's bent over rows. So I'll go from the other side, one leg back, and we row and pull. If you want to make this harder and you don't have any back pain whatsoever, you can stand more bent over and row. Notice how my back's super straight. My knees are slightly bent. My belly's pulled in. And I'm nice and controlled with my movements. Sometimes the slower you go, the harder it is. A lot of times we want to go fast to get through those exercises. Nice job. Our last one of these. Good. Ready? Cross, cross. So my elbows should stay straight. I got a little bit of tightness that keeps my elbows slightly bent. But it's important to really squeeze those shoulder blades together. And if for some reason you have a real hard time with these, open up your base of support a little bit wider. Also stand up against the wall. That gives you a little bit more support for your core if you have trouble with that. All right, we have one more set of push-ups. Seems like it keeps going faster as we go. Did a nice job so far. Good, we're going to end with our push-ups. Ready? Go. Keep that core engaged. Keep those belly muscles in. Kneel if you have to, or just hold plank in this position if you need to. It's really important that you make the right adjustments so that your core stays nice and stable. Come on, 2 more. You can do it. 1, and we're done. Nice job. Remember to do the right cool down for your workouts. You can also add just a little bit of stretch to the back of those arms. Thanks for joining me.